Hello and thank you for watching DukascopyTV. I'm Monica Gibson and joining me in the studio today is François Savary, CIO of Reyl Bank. François, thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Now, tomorrow marks the 1st of September. It's been a long and interesting summer in the financial world, but what risks do you think exist after the summer break?
I say that the risks are many and on different fronts. The first one being the political front. We know that we have election, for example, in the Netherlands. It will be a key event. It will be on September the 12th. Then we will have the economic situation. Will we see the continuation of some improving economic number in the US, or will there be a confirmation that we are heading for a slowdown? And then we have the big issue, which is the central banks. Will the ECB act? Will the Federal Reserve do something in terms of quantitative adjustment? So we have many issues in front of us.
You mentioned the central banks and such. Many aren't expecting much from these upcoming meetings. Do you think there is some justification in the claims that policymakers are dithering of late?
Obviously, you have some big discussion among the central bank. We know that, for example, in Europe, the Germans are very opposed to the idea that was brought by Mr. Draghi to act on the bond market. We know that in the US we have a lot of discussion between some member of the Fed and Ben Bernanke, who is very keen to act and go for quantitative easing. Nevertheless, I do believe that right now we are living in an environment where there is a kind of coordinated action decision that is in place between the European Central Bank, between the UK Central Bank and between the Federal Reserve, and I believe that we will see some action by the European and the American Central Bank in the course of September.
Now, when Reyl called for some decisive action to stem the European debt crisis, where would you say the main problem areas are at present and how can they be overcome?
I believe that you need to go back to June the 29th, where there was this European summit which set a clear vision for the future. You need to act on the institutional front in Europe if really you want to see something happening on the Euro front. I believe that what the Premier of China is saying to Europe is you need to make the Euro credible again. So it means that you need to go for a banking union, you need to go for fiscal integration, and you need to go for political integration. So by speaking this way, I believe that the Chinese is just saying to the European, you really need to put your act together, and you really need to prove that you want to defend the euro in the long run. No short-term measure will enable Europe to do something significant.
On the other hand, Brazil's economy showed the first signs of a turnaround. After a year of stagnation, the government stimulus has helped offset some of the impact of the debt crisis. Do you think this is light at the end of the tunnel?
For the Brazilian economy, it could be, yes, because we know that over the course of the last few months, you had some lowering in interest rates. I believe that the situation will improve in the coming quarters. Nevertheless, do not expect that Brazil is going to change the world situation. Brazil is benefiting for a world growth environment. It's not the one who is going to promote it. So for us, the key is to see what is going to happen in Europe, what is going to happen in the US, and we have a lot of challenges in the US, for example, in the course of the next few quarters, especially what is going to happen on the fiscal front. We know that we are going to have either Barack Obama re-elected or a new president, and dealing with the fiscal situation is, to my point of view, going to be one of the main problems of the year 2013. This is where I would put emphasis in trying to find if we are moving in the right direction or not.
And what is your outlook for the global economy? What do you expect to happen next?
I believe that we are still in a post-2007 cycle. We are still dealing with the consequences of the financial crisis of 2008. We are in a period of economic growth that is going to be very erratic. We will see 1, 2, 3 quarters of improving economic activity and then a deceleration again. We have a lot of disequilibrium that needs to be corrected in the world economy. So I do not see a trend in the world economy in the coming quarters or for 2013. So I would remain with the view that we need to be very tactical in the way we look at economy and the way we invest on financial markets.
François, thank you very much for your time and for your insights today. It's been very interesting talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now that's all we have time for at present, but click back to Dukascopy, where I'll have an interview with Michael McKay looking at how Swiss bankers can learn from the tobacco industry. For now though, goodbye.